you got started in the music scene, like what band you first started in, how'd you work up to now?
The first band, the first band I was actually playing shows with was this band called Canker, and I think you remember that band.
I remember Canker.
And remember the audience reaction to Canker? People
were scared.
People were scared, yeah. And that seems to be always the way it is for anything I'm involved in. There's always like a negative reaction to it or something. I don't know why. It's not that I'm negative. But yeah, there's a lot of people that hate me. So that's just what happens. And Canker was really hated. There was people jumping on top of them and booing us, throwing things at us, and it was just friggin' really negative. It was a negative vibe, but it was really funny at the same time.
Well, are you looking for that sort of reaction out of people?
No, but it's better than no reaction.
Do you want to go to a city that has a better music scene, or do you want to build on this music scene, or do you even give it? Do you even care about any music scene, or?
I just want to find the resources to do my art. If I move to, I'm moving in the fall, and I'll never come back to Cape Breton, I don't think. But if I do, it'll probably be the same. Probably won't be able to find a jam spot in this. It's not the people. It's just the way it is around here. There's limited resources.
Nice jam spots are very.
There's nice people in Sydney, but there's something about it that keeps artists from not being able to realize their full potential, I guess, or at least in my particular experience.
And where will you be moving to?
Halifax.
Will you be bringing members with you, or are you going to be recruiting new members up there?
Hopefully I can bring Logan.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah, Logan's gonna come because he's like the best drummer I've ever played with as far as the music goes. Like mess folk and generic. This is his first time playing with generic shit.
Yeah. I never actually heard one tune. I didn't even.
Yeah.
He just showed up.
He just showed up and played. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
The first couple records that I did, I had to record with the most primitive equipment because I had no other choice. Like I had no friends that would, record me with their Pro Tools and stuff like that. So I had all these, I had all this equipment that I gathered over the years, and I recorded myself, and I played the drums myself for most of the tracks because I couldn't find a drummer. And sometimes I would find drummers to play, and some of those tracks turned out pretty good. Like "You're Too Pretty," that's a really well-known Nest folk song. And that was recorded with a 4-track, and Rob Rushton played drums on that. He didn't even know he's playing drums on that. And what I want to do with Nest folk is no more home recordings. Like all the albums that I will be recording in the future are going to be like good quality because I don't have to do that anymore. I don't have to record with a 4-track anymore because it's just not. It doesn't fit the band anymore. It's evolving. I want to get my vision out there instead of struggling all the time. I want to be able to do it right.
Did you find that people were thinking you were recording in that kind of lo-fi way and on purpose?
On purpose, yeah. That's what everyone says. No, that wasn't on purpose. That was out of necessity.
Right.
Even though I like the way analog sounds, it was out of necessity. What I want to do with Shed Shows is give bands that I think are worth listening to a chance, because bunkers and other venues they only book certain kind of bands, and I don't care how loud a band is or how if they're friends of me or not, as long as they're doing something different and interesting, and they don't get a chance. I want to give them a chance to play, and all my shows have turned out great. They were great, they were fun, and there was a lot of people there, and they enjoyed it.
Yeah, just I read that interview with Vice Magazine, and I don't know, I didn't. Were you happy with it? I was reading it, and even how she was talking about your accent and that. Now you had a ridiculous accent. I'm talking to you right now, and you obviously do you think she had a story before she even?
Yeah, there's definitely a character trying to build a character I'm a redneck that plays music or something, plays punk music.
Yeah,
I'm a redneck from a bad town. But that interview was actually 3 hours long, and then it only ended up being a little snippet of something. And my accent is not it's not indecipherable. Can you understand what I'm saying right now?
Yeah.
Was that actually a word that you used to describe it?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, Vice Magazine is just it's an exploitative, it makes everything seem, I don't know, ridiculous. I think that's their whole thing they do, and I was happy with it. It got me attention, and And I stand by like what I said. Like Sydney's boring, and everyone pretty much. You know, back then I was like in a worse situation. Like people were not giving me anything, any chance to do anything at all. Now it's not like that. It's just behind my back kind of negativity, and that stuff doesn't bother me. Like I've had that my whole life. It just bounces off my back. Like it doesn't bother me, but it's worth mentioning because it happens. You know, and I don't care how many people I found out with the Vice interview. Sydney's a good place. It's full of good people, but as far as music scene go, like all those things I said, like I still stand by what I said. That's all. Vice magazine sucks too. Sucks worse than Sydney. Go to hell, Vice. What a bunch of hipsters.
Where are they from?